Studios, Ayo Johnson, who's an Africa Affairs analyst based here in London. Judging by this first day of testimony, he's certainly begun his defence all guns blazing.
Absolutely. Clearly he's a good speaker, he's very confident, but he's going to be found wanting sooner or later because the crucial questions have got to be asked. And I'm hoping that the prosecution would do so.
So you think the prosecution have a strong case against Charles Taylor?
Well, the thing about Charles Taylor is that he's been one of these guys where he's been so up the pecking order that it's been very difficult to show the distinction between him and the smaller generals on the ground who are actually carrying out a lot of these atrocities. And if you think about it, large numbers of those who committed these crimes were children. They were picked up, they were arrested, they were taken without their will from their parents and drugged, a lot of them, to go out there and cause a lot of these crimes.
I mean, one of the things that Charles Taylor said so far is that, you know, how can anyone accuse him of being involved in what was happening in Sierra Leone when, in his words, he had quite enough on his plate in Liberia? Will that wash, do you think? I
don't think so. The element of diamonds have always been an issue. Charles Taylor himself was a warlord. He came to power through the barrel of a gun, be it that he had elections later on when he became a president of Liberia. But he's always been surrounded by controversy. The people of Sierra Leone and a large numbers of people around the world are totally convinced that he went there, he wanted the access to the diamond fields. He formed a relationship with the RAF, which were then being controlled by Fode Sankoh, and in addition to try and take over the country. And Joseph Saidi Momoh, who was the president back then, and President Kaba thereafter tried their best to get rid of them, but they couldn't.
But he's been asked directly, though, about his connection to the RUF, the rebel group in Sierra Leone, and he says that only for one brief period, about 8 months from the end of 1991, did he actually arm them. The rest of the time he said that there were no arms going from him to them.
There was always controversy that a lot of the diamonds which were being shipped to him and the money that was then passed on to buy arms were being filtered back to the RAF. It's going to be a grey area, actually proving it in court. But I think no one is of the illusion that this didn't happen. Clearly the RAF were being armed. Clearly they were being supported by a country which was Liberia. And clearly Charles Taylor is to blame.
OK, well, we'll have to see what happens, because obviously there's a legal proceeding underway. This is just the first day of Charles Taylor's defence. But thanks very much, Ayo.